Nice to meet you. I have a question for you. In my family, we originated in India, like you, but then we moved to the Caribbean as indentured slaves. And then when we were in the Caribbean, we learned about Christianity. And I was raised as a Christian. All of my life, from a little boy, I was raised as a Christian. As I grew older, I went to university, I started to read more, and I started to come into contact with other cultures. For example, I started to read the Bhagavad Gita, I started to study other religions, and this for me started to have a conflict in my heart, because in the Bible, it says, Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to God except through me. This is what I was taught. And then I look at other religions, and there are prophets, for example, like yourself, and they teach that you can learn about God, you can come to God through a divine person, through a prophet. I'm trying to understand whether this is true or whether Jesus is the only way to God. Do you have any?
Jesus India family મજૂરી તરીકે મૂવ થયું કેરેબિયનમાં એના મધરને બધા ત્યાં મજૂરી કરવા માટે ત્યાંથી આખું ક્રિશ્ચનિટી મને ગ્રો થયો અહીંયા આવ્યા પછી એને ઘણું બધું વાંચ્યું અને જીસસે કહ્યું કે હું છેલ્લો મેસેજ મારા થકી ભગવાન તમને મળશે અને ગીતામાં બધે એવું લખે છે કે ભગવાનના પવિત્ર સંત હોય એના થકી ભગવાન સુધી પહોંચી શકાય છે તો એ સાચું છે અને હું એક માર્ગને ફોલો કરું એવું પૂછે છે પણ એવું સમજો ભગવાનના પવિત્ર સંત થકી જ ભગવાન સુધી પહોંચી શકાય એ રાઈટ પાથ છે અને એ રીતે તું આગળ વધે એવું સમજો.
So what he's saying is that through a true saint that is present on earth, because Jesus is right now not present on earth, he's in the heavens. So through a very pious saint who is present on earth, who is the embodiment of God himself, through and through only him, you can reach to God. And for us, and for like you, that he is the saint that
God છે ને saint છે એવું સમજો.
he is a God, like this is a God, and he himself is the embodiment of God. So through him and only him you can reach God.
Okay, I understand. I understand. Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's a follow-on from the first question. So, thank you for listening to me and responding first and foremost. But I also want to know. I understand what he said, that the only way to get to God is through a prophet who is living on earth today. However, how can I believe his words? Because I understand you all have a lot of respect and reverence for him. I respect you too, and I love you too, as I love you all. But there is people that I know who I love who tell me differently, who tell me, no, this is not true. Jesus is only true. People like my parents who love me, raised me since I was a little boy. People I'm very close and intimate with. So how can I find out whether this is true or not?
ભગવાનના પવિત્ર સંત છે આટલા બધાને તમે હું ડેડિકેશન ને ભક્તિ જોઈએ છે એટલે મને અત્યારે એવું દિલથી મનાય છે કે આપ સાચા સંત છો ને એના થકી ભગવાનને પહોંચાશે હું જેની વચ્ચે મોટો થયો છું મારા ફાધર મધર એ લોકો આ પરિસ્થિતિ નહીં સ્વીકારી શકે તો મારે સાચા સંત સાથે એટેચમેન્ટ કરવું હોય તો શું કરવું જોઈએ ભરોસો થાય
તમે જ સાથે
સંત માધ્યમ છે મારી પાસે you go direction messenger of God must પોતાની જાતે સાધના કરી શકે જોયું છે અને અમુક પ્રોસિજર ફેસ પડે વિશ્વાસ મૂકવો પડે.
He's saying this, if you want to attain God, you need to have a messenger of God. So even though your parents or anyone else tells you differently, but the thing is, if you want to follow this path, you need someone to guide you. And that is just a leap of faith that you have to take. Because once you put that faith, it's then his job to take you. my responsibility now to help you attain my
અને એની
goals.
યાત્રા કરવા માટે એને સ્વતંત્રપણે ડિસિઝન લેવું પડે. પપ્પા મમ્મીનો ડિસિઝન ના ચાલે, એ પોતે ડિસાઇડ કરશે તો જ ભગવાન તરફ યાદ. એટલે એને સ્વતંત્ર ફેથ મૂકવું પડે, વિશ્વાસ.
It's your independent decision, even though there's people around you. It's your independent faith. It's up to you if you want to believe, if you want to choose to believe in Him and put your faith in Him. But if you do that, then it's His responsibility. So yeah.
Thank you. I'll say one more thing. If it's okay. Thank you for again taking the time to listen to me, and thank you for everyone's patience as well. I write a lot of poetry. I write sometimes short stories and things like this. And yesterday I started to write a story about, not yesterday, I've been writing it for a few months, but I work on it every day. It's about a young boy who is in a similar situation to me. He's living in a city where all around him is a lot of different religions, and he's trying to find the true faith. He's trying to find the true path to God. And in this story that I'm writing, this situation that is happening now, I wrote about this. I wrote about the boy. He meets a group of Hindu saints and I guess monks maybe, and he comes and he asks him this question. So for me, it's a powerful moment because also it's something that
Your story is happening in reality.
yeah, exactly.
થોડા દિવસ પહેલાં એ સિટીમાં જ રહેતો એક દીકરાની જુદા જુદા રિલિજનની વચ્ચે અને હિન્દુ સંત મળ્યા હતા, એની પર સ્ટોરી લખતો હતો. ને આજે એવી સારી મોમેન્ટ, મારા માટે પાવરફુલ મોમેન્ટ આવી ગઈ કે મને જેવા સંત અત્યારે સાનિધ્ય પ્રાપ્ત થયું છે. બહુ રાજી થયા છે. ભગવાનની કૃપા થઈ હોય.
So what this means is that your moment that your thoughts that you had before, because He's the embodiment of God, He has come here to fulfill this one. So this moment is where you take that leap of faith.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
નંબર લઈ લેજે.
Thank you.
ચેનલ ના બોલ.